Hello there YouTube and welcome to your Saturday Who review. So, yes, Who review. So, I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I am reviewing Doctor Who, Terror of the Autons. So this is a serial from 1971 where the Autons return once again after the story the year before, Spearhead from Space. The Autons return once again, and this time they spread terror, literal terror, by taking over nearly every plastic object that they can find with the help of the villainous Master. And only the Doctor can stop it. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes about this one. First of all, I like this one for the risks it took. You know, because there are a lot of very unsettling moments in this serial. I must admit, like the moments where a guy gets swallowed and eaten up by a chair, a plastic chair, and the Master's there watching. A part where the toys are all coming alive, plastic evil toys. And, you know, I also liked the controversy it caused back in the day, because when this serial came out, the BBC got a lot of complaints from concerned parents saying that my child won't take their toys to bed because they're scared that they will come to life. Oh, you traumatised my child, all this, that and the other. And, you know, the BBC got a lot of complaints, so they were pretty much careful after that. But I like the risks that they took in this, because I guess without those tough risks, we wouldn't have got the show to how it evolved into as it is today, with this creep factor. So I like the unsettlingness in this, and the controversy it caused. You know, how plastic dummies could become terrifying. You know, and my parents remember this one very well. They said that it scared them and gave my mum nightmares. Yeah, I like the Autons in this. This to me is my favourite Auton story. That and Rose. The Autons were the first ever Doctor Who monster I ever knew as well, because when I first watched Doctor Who for the first time, it was Rose with Christopher Eccleston, and we had the Autons. But yes, the Autons were a classic monster, and yeah, they just were brilliant in this. The way they were just emotionless and moved around like robots. Yes, brilliant. And this was a great follow-up to Spearhead from Space. My second like, I loved Rodger Delgardo in this. This was the serial that started it off. You know, this was the serial that gave us the big Doctor Who debut of the Master. Yes, the first time we ever meet the Master, and he was evil. In fact, people say kids of that generation, including my parents, said that he was scary. That emotionless face, that evil, that beard, the way he just was like going, obey me, obey the Master. You know, yeah. And in some scenes, you know, because I have seen quite a lot of Rodger Delgardo as the Master, in a lot of scenes with Jon Pertwee, he sometimes stole the show. That's how good he was. And he was perfect for the Doctor as a rival. In fact, at the time, you know, Terrence Dicks, the script editor, and Robert Holmes, when Robert Holmes was writing this serial, Terrence Dicks said, well, the Doctor is kind of like Sherlock Holmes. We've got the Doctor who's like Sherlock, we've got the Brigadier like his John Watson, you know. We got to give him a Moriarty, so they went off their separate ways and developed this character. Robert Holmes says, I have the perfect villain, and Terrence Dicks was like, I have the perfect name, and the Master was born. At this point, we knew that he was an old acquaintance of the Doctor, and that the Doctor knew him. And yeah, I just like how this gave us the Master, more than one Time Lord in the show. And the Master, he was loved so much by fans that, you know, he was a reoccurring character in every season from Jon Pertwee's run. And, you know, even though the Doctor and the Master were frenemies in the show, in real life, Rodger Delgardo and Jon Pertwee were really good friends. And I like that. I liked the offset and onset relationship they had. And Rodger Delgardo, he put up such a great performance as the Master for his first outing, and I can see why fans loved him and wanted him to come back more often, because he was fantastic in this, and he still is one of the most memorable villains to this day, even coming into the modern era, the revived era, where it was Derek Jacobi, then John Sim, and even Michelle Gomez. I think she made history by being the first ever female Master, and I feel Missy was like the prototype for the 13th Doctor, but we're not talking about that now. So yes, I loved Rodger Delgardo as the Master. I also like Jon Pertwee in this and his performance, as always, because he was a great Doctor, and yeah, I just liked him in this. I also like that we got to see another Time Lord as well. There was another Time Lord that briefly appeared to inform the Doctor that the Master is in that time zone and that he may be up to no good. And he dressed like a modern gentleman with his bowler hat. This was also the first time we met Jo Grant, played by Katy Manning. After Caroline John called it a day as Liz Shaw, they got a new companion in to assist the Doctor, and it was Jo Grant, played by Katy Manning, and this was her first outing. And she as well had a great off-screen relationship with Jon Pertwee and Rodger Delgardo. They were like her mentors in acting, and yeah, I mean, she was just a new character at the time, so she hadn't been as fully developed, and yeah, I mean, I liked Katy Manning. In fact, I like the character she eventually becomes and we all know and love. But in this, I just thought it was a great start for Jo Grant and Katy Manning, for Katy Manning to play the character in that. I thought she was a great introduction and a great, definitely one of the Third Doctor's memorable companions. See, when you come to the Third Doctor, people say, oh, his companions, Jo Grant, Sarah Jane Smith, but he had Liz Shaw before that. But yeah, Katy Manning, I think, was a popular character. She even returned in the Sarah Jane Adventures in a 2-part episode called The Death of the Doctor, and she was brilliant returning as Jo in that. And of course she was aware of the regeneration thing because she met the first 2 Doctors before the Third Doctor, with the Third Doctor in the 10th anniversary serial The Three Doctors. Yeah, so I like that. I liked all our leads in this. Nicholas Courtney as the Brigadier, and that. This was a great serial. I like the unsettling it. I like the horror factor it had. Yeah, this had a lot of horror elements in it for a Doctor Who serial, especially with evil dummies and toys, Autons causing terror. I also like the musical score they had in this as well, and that. One thing I would say is the effects. Some effects were a little cheesy, like the part where a troll doll comes to life and it's an Auton. You can clearly see it's a guy in a suit on a blue screen. That was a bit of a poor effect, but it was 1971. I guess that that was groundbreaking technology at the time. The cinematography of this was okay. I mean, it was done in colour, so there was no alterations to it. It wasn't done in black and white then remastered into colour, at least not to my knowledge. And that, yeah, this was an okay serial, a good serial, and it was a great introduction for the Master and Katy Manning as Jo Grant. Yeah, this is a good Third Doctor serial. In fact, I've got it right there on my shelf, if you can see behind me. Mannequin Madness, or Mannequin Mania, where it's got Spearheads from Space and Terror of the Autons on it. And yeah, it's these were 2 great serials from the Third Doctor era, and they're probably one of my favourite too. I do like this serial. Maybe I should rank them up at some point. Maybe do a top 5 if there's enough stories. But yes, yeah, this is a fun serial to watch. Very little to dislike on it, so I'm just waffling on now, so I'll just get to the cut to the chase. So, final thoughts and ratings. Terror of the Autons was done greatly, written greatly, performed greatly. I enjoyed this one. Jon Pertwee was great, with Rodger Delgardo and Katy Manning and Nicholas Courtney and the Autons. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm going to give Doctor Who Terror of the Autons, this for me gets a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for Terror of the Autons. So that is it for this Who review. Have you seen this serial? Let me know what you think to it down in the comments below if you have. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. That would mean so much to me, and I'd be so grateful. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. So yeah, I have been Davros the Whovian, and this has been my Who review. So yeah, until next time, run for your life.